What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Evan and I make videos about hot stocks, dividends, and options. So if that interests you guys, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss when I upload. Now in today's video, we're going to cover why NIO actually shot up so much today. And if you ask me, this is getting kind of out of hand because NIO lately, especially the last few weeks, they've just been going up substantially almost every day. They've hardly had any red days. I mean, just looking at the chart today, NIO is up almost 11%. And at their peak today, NIO hit $49.11 per share. And that was almost a 14% increase in a single day. And if you guys don't do a lot of research into NIO and you just kind of rely on YouTube videos, you'll probably be pretty surprised as to why NIO shot up so much today if you guys don't already know. But now looking at the 1 week chart, NIO's up 16% on the week. And yesterday and the day before, NIO was actually consolidating around $41. And that kind of started because on November 6th, NIO was trading around $41 most of that trading day as well. And then we saw yesterday and the previous trading day, NIO was kind of using that support line and kind of bouncing off of it. But now today, obviously we see NIO jump up huge compared to where they were yesterday. And we haven't seen a huge jump like this from NIO for quite a while. Now I wouldn't say a few weeks is a long time, but for NIO that's a while. Just seeing how much they've been gaining recently. The last big jump like this was when JP Morgan put out their price prediction at $40 for next June. And I don't remember the exact date that came out, but that had to have been 3 or 4 weeks ago by now. And on that day we saw NIO jump, I think it was 26% in a single day. And now obviously we saw NIO jump almost 14% at their peak today. And NIO jumping so much today, I don't think there's as much validity and reason to why they increased. Now we're going to go over that in a little bit, but first I want to compare SPY. Because you can see the overall market is actually down today. Now if you don't know, SPY kind of watches the whole market, and they're actually down 1.25% on the day. Now SPY started pretty flat early in the trading day, and then around lunchtime they dipped down, and now they've kind of stayed down since then. And looking on the 1 week chart, SPY is barely up. They're up 0.65% on the week. But they've been pretty flat, especially the last few days. And it was similar to NIO. NIO was trading pretty flat, and I think that was mostly due to the overall market trading pretty flat. And you can see today the market is down, and NIO shot up like a rocket again. But now getting into why NIO is actually up so much today, and it's actually due to Xpeng. So I don't know if you guys follow Xpeng, but they're also another electric vehicle company in China. And before the market opened this morning, Xpeng actually reported their third quarter earnings. And because earnings were much better than they were expected to be, we saw both Xpeng and NIO, and I didn't check Li Auto, but I'm sure they probably rose in price as well. But we saw NIO, obviously, they increased at a peak of 14% today. And Xpeng, they actually spiked over 35% today. Now that kind of makes you wonder what's going to happen with NIO's earnings for quarter 3. Now NIO reports their earnings on November 17th, which is a Tuesday, and they report that before the market opens. So if we see NIO increase this much from a competitor's earnings, I can only imagine how much they're going to increase from their own earnings, especially because people are predicting that the earnings for this quarter, quarter 3, are going to be way better than they were for quarter 2. And on top of that, you take into account the deliveries that NIO has been having, and they've set record deliveries every month since June. I think July was maybe a little bit lower than June, but since then every month has been higher than the last. And in October, NIO actually delivered over 5,000 vehicles. They delivered 5,055 vehicles in a single month. And if we compare that to Xpeng, now Xpeng isn't nearly as big as NIO, but they delivered 8,578 vehicles in the entire quarter. So you can see NIO is almost delivering as many vehicles in a single month as Xpeng is in an entire quarter. But Xpeng's revenue was $293 million, which was over 340% from last year at this time. And their deliveries in the quarter, that 8,500 in the quarter, represented a 160% increase from second quarter of 2020. So we're seeing all these electric vehicle companies increase in value, and they're just all shooting up like a rocket lately. Even a smaller company like Xpeng, which obviously isn't as big as NIO. Now I haven't really looked into Xpeng, so I don't know their technologies and what they're working on, but I can't imagine they're anywhere close to NIO. And yet we're still seeing them increase in price constantly, and today they had over a 35% increase in their share price. And much like NIO, Xpeng actually has a newer vehicle, which is their P7, and that P7 sold 6,200 units for quarter 3. So of the 8,500, 6,200 of those were P7s. Now that's both impressive and not impressive because obviously their newer vehicles should sell well, but when you compare that to the deliveries for their other vehicles in total, and it's just over 2,300, that's not looking good for their other vehicles. But this video isn't specifically targeted towards Xpeng because obviously we saw NIO jump in share price with Xpeng reporting good deliveries and good revenue for this quarter and for these earnings. Now I'm kind of anticipating November 17th when earnings come out for NIO. And if NIO's earnings are as good as they're hyped up to be, I think we're going to see NIO increase in price pretty drastically. Now you could argue this is already taken into account and it's already priced into the share price of NIO, but I don't think there's ever been anything that's really priced into NIO. It seems anytime good news comes out, we see NIO shoot up like a rocket. And especially starting a few weeks ago when that JP Morgan analyst put out the $40 price prediction. Obviously that wasn't a huge increase from where the price was, but yet we still saw NIO jump 26% that day. And then a few other price predictions came out since then, like from a German bank and from Citi, and both their price predictions were $33 and $34, I believe. And then we had JP Morgan put out another price prediction at $46.40. So at least from the looks of it, it doesn't seem like anything's being priced into NIO, because anytime any good news or any new catalyst comes out, we see NIO's share price jump up pretty drastically. And if you guys actually have shares of these other companies like Li Auto and Xpeng, definitely something to watch out for is the earnings for NIO as well, because taking today as an example, we saw NIO jump up and it was Xpeng's earnings. So if we see NIO report good numbers for their earnings, we should see Xpeng and Li Auto jump as well. Now, I think it's very possible until then that Xpeng could pull back to a previous line of support because a 35% jump in a single day is pretty drastic. And so realistically, I could see them pulling back, and I think that's probably what's going to happen until November 17th. So just to show you guys that I'm not lying about Xpeng, here you can see they're actually up over 37% at this point in time. And at their peak today, Xpeng was up 44%. And this is kind of crazy to see Xpeng trading at almost the same price as NIO. Now we know obviously Xpeng isn't nearly as big as NIO, and recently NIO actually surpassed General Motors in terms of what the company is worth. And to put that into perspective, General Motors sells millions of vehicles, where on a run rate NIO sells 60,000 vehicles per year. Now that takes into account the amount of vehicles NIO is selling at this current point in time. And then that takes it and extends it over a period of 1 year. Because obviously in the year of 2020, NIO has only delivered 31,000 vehicles. Now it's also anticipated that in early 2021, NIO is going to be delivering 12,500 vehicles per month with the help of JAC Motors. Now they currently outsource to JAC Motors, and they're going to use that partnership and leverage it to produce more vehicles. And they hope to actually produce 150,000 vehicles by the end of 2021. Now, I don't know where Xpeng ranks in terms of vehicles per year and what they plan on doing in the coming years, but I don't think that their price should be at the same price as NIO right now. Now, I also don't know what the outstanding shares and how many shares of Xpeng there are compared to NIO, and I wouldn't really trust what Robinhood says, and I haven't looked into it too deeply, so maybe if they have a fraction of the shares that are available, that could explain why their price is very similar to NIO. But if they have a similar amount of shares, Xpeng should definitely not be ranked at a similar share price as NIO, at least in my opinion. Now, like I said, I haven't done really deep research into Xpeng to see what they're worth and what I believe they'll be worth in the future. But at least as of right now, I don't think they should be trading at the same share price as NIO. Because again, going back to NIO, at the beginning of the trading day, NIO was actually under $46, and now Xpeng is trading at $46. So they're basically at the same share price, and that's kind of crazy. I don't think Xpeng should be quite up there with NIO. But now for those of you who made it this far into the video, I kind of want to hear what you guys have to say about Xpeng. Do you guys think I should do more videos about Xpeng and maybe do kind of a deep analytical dive into what Xpeng does? Maybe for those of you who aren't familiar, and maybe kind of give my predictions on Xpeng and how I think they can move in the future. So if that's something that interests you guys, let me know down in the comments. Because if you guys have shares of NIO, I'm sure you guys are probably interested in other electric vehicle companies as well. You may already have them in your portfolio. So again, let me know if you guys would be interested in me covering Xpeng and maybe Li Auto as well. Lastly, if you guys haven't signed up for Webull, make sure you guys sign up using the link in the description. When you sign up and deposit $100, you'll get 3 free stocks now. And this promotion ends soon, so make sure you guys get your free stocks before it ends. Also, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like because it really does help out the channel. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you back here in the next one. Bye.